Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Kevin. Jillian is actually behind the camera right now. And yesterday, I actually had a company drop off a brand new rooftop tent. The company that sent it to me is called EZUNSTUCK. I'm not really sure what to expect. I do know the shell of the tent is actually aluminum, but I don't know the overall design of the tent. So we're all gonna figure this out together. The box was upside down on the pallet. We had to flip it over, and there you can see the brand, EZUNSTUCK hard shell car rooftop tent. And now for the reveal, go ahead and open the cardboard box. And we've got an aluminum tent. Although, I think it's upside down. I think this is the bottom of the tent, I believe.
Looks like it.
And then we got the ladder. That's kind of weird. Actually, that might be the top. So at first we thought the tent was upside down, but the ladder's mounted on top, so we believe this actually is the top of the tent. And you can tell by the latches on the side that this is probably the top. So I'm assuming this is just channels for mounting roof racks and different accessories to the roof of the tent. I'm not really sure, but we'll go ahead and go through everything. There's not really any instructions that I see. I guess we'll go through this box first. Right here, we got some mounting hardware. We got the brackets to strap it to a roof rack. We got some tape. Looks like 3M tape. Came with its own ratcheting wrenches. Then we got an orange strap. As you can see, I found the instructions. There it is again, the brand hard shell car rooftop tent. It's all the hardware it comes with. So Jillian and I got it out of the cardboard box. We got it turned around. There's 4 latches on it, so I'm gonna undo the latches. I got the stairs unstrapped. There's a strap right here that you use to lock them in place. The stairs actually stay there the whole time. If you have tools, you can undo the stairs every time. It's not quick release, so you just leave the stairs up there, and I guess it'll be okay. It's all plastic and aluminum anyway, but this is the first time we're gonna open up the tent. Of course I would throw away my Milwaukee knife. So this is literally just a small tent on an aluminum platform. So you can see right here, you have the actual, it's basically a ground tent. And you have an aluminum platform that opens up over here. You have the hinge, then you have another aluminum platform. So think of a small, you could probably fit 2 people in here, but this is more of like a single person with a gear bag, or maybe a single person with a dog rooftop tent. It is rather small, very breathable material. But let's go ahead and look in the inside. We don't know, Jillian asked if it had a mattress, but we haven't looked inside of it yet. So let's go over here to the door and we'll take a little peek. Actually, it's a little bigger. Inside it seems a little bigger than I thought. So you could probably fit two adults in there. All right, there is a mattress. It's really thin. I'd say, I don't even know if I'd say that. That's probably like a 1-inch mattress. So definitely have a sleeping pad, get like a memory foam, something. And I think since there's not a whole lot of material to this tent, I believe there is enough room since it has an aluminum shell. You probably could leave another mattress in there, sleeping bags, and close it up. It seemed like you had at least like, I don't even know, 3.5, 4 inches of material to spread around the tent and still close. So again, I've never had or seen a tent like this, where it's literally just a tent anchored down with aluminum anchor points to an aluminum pad. So, I mean, that's pretty basic tent. I really don't know what to say. So let's talk about the material of the tent. So the sides right here, this material, seems pretty thick. This actually seems like the same material that most every other generic rooftop tent is made out of. But if you look right here, there's like webbing that holds the tent to the poles. I don't know why they use that material. It seems like out in the sun, it's gonna get dry rotted really quick. It's probably gonna get really fragile, especially if you're out in the rain or just the dew that comes with camping every night. I just have a feeling that's gonna deteriorate. It's kind of like a stretchy material, and I have a feeling it's just gonna either get really droopy and saggy, and then it's gonna start getting brittle and just break. So I don't really know why they did that. And Julian also pointed out, it's probably gonna tilt, but the tent is zip tied. They have zip ties right here. And up here, this part of the tent is just tied off. These poles are really thin. They're really thin, but they're just as strong probably as the other ones, like bigger rooftop tents. Zippers seem pretty decent. There is a skylight or more like mesh material right here. It's like a little screen. Actually, it's just a vent, really. On the inside, there's a hook right here if you want to hold a little lantern. We do have windows, and we do have pass-through screens. So you have windows and screens on all four sides. You have 2 air vents. Actually, I take that back. You have 1 air vent right here. And that's it. So there's no air vents at the very top, so condensation could build in here. I'll probably just go out on a limb and say condensation will build since there's no vent at the top. The vent's going to be down here at the lower part of the tent. In most modern tents, when you fill up the mattress, there's either some kind of aluminum sheeting or there's like a weather barrier, a moisture barrier, and aluminum sheeting. But since this is actually just like a ground tent mounted on aluminum, you have the actual tent material itself. Now, there's not a whole lot of seams, and the poles are on the outside of the tent, so I believe it's actually it's probably more waterproof than some name brand tents, CVT, Spinny Built, iCamper, and stuff like that. Mainly because the floor and the walls and the roof are all one piece, so it's probably easier to keep the moisture out. You have less holes. A lot of the rooftop tents, right here with this hinges, there's big gaps. You can run wires through there. You can run like an air conditioning line through there. There's no gaps where the walls meet the floor, so I imagine this will probably do a lot better in rainy conditions. So this is the other side of the tent. You'll notice a big lip right here. You're not going to be tripping over this because the stairs are only on the other side of the tent. So you can open up this window for air, pass things through, sleeping bags, whatnot, but this isn't really an entry point. Something we actually thought about was this is probably going to hold water. If you're in a really bad storm, a lot of rain coming down, we didn't notice any holes drilled for rain to let it through, but the holes where you mount the bars are right here, and I'm sure water could go through there, but if you have the bars mounted and you have bolts going through all the holes, they would pretty much plug those holes and limit the amount of water that's going to seep through them. So you're just going to want to make sure that this doesn't fill up with water. But again, this far side over here, it's flat, so all the water can drain that way. But if your tent or your vehicle is parked on a little bit of hill, all the water is going to be coming to this side, and it's going to be like you're on a water bed. But again, over here, you have the same stretchy material. I think it's going to dry out really fast in the sun. It's tied off over here. You got the same zip ties holding the tent to the aluminum tray right here. You have 4 of these latches. They seem pretty decent. They're adjustable, so if they're too tight, you just spin them out. And if they're too loose, you just spin them back in a little bit, and it'll clamp down. You have a nice rubber seal right here going all the way around. And I'll have to check the other side when we go to close it to see if there's a rubber seal on that side. But it actually seemed like a pretty good unit from the outside with all the aluminum. The tent itself kind of looks, I don't know. I saw their Amazon ad, and they're charging, I think like $2,400 plus shipping for this tent. And it's basically just a ground tent, maybe a 2 adult ground tent, zip tied to an aluminum bed, aluminum frame. So if you think that's worth $2,400 plus shipping, then you know that's on you. I think the price is pretty steep, but I really like the aluminum frame. I didn't know what to expect for the tent because we never saw the inside or a picture of one really open. but I think it's doable. It does have a rain fly. I'll get the rain fly. We'll put the rain fly on in another video. We'll test out that. But as long as you can keep the weather out of the tent and don't put it up when it gets wet, keep it dry, I think it would last quite a few seasons of camping. And it seems like with this platform, if you find any tent about the size, you can put any tent on this platform you want. So as long as the aluminum platform lasts a very long time, which I don't see why it wouldn't, you can just buy any old tent, probably go to Walmart, get like an Ozark Trail, and put it on here, and you can probably just keep camping and camping. But there's only a few things that I see really wrong with this tent, and it's kind of like this stretchy material right here. Other than that, I think it'd be good for camping. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close the tent, and then we're gonna see how tall this whole thing is. That's actually probably the nicest part about the tent, is just the way, that's probably, I would say in total probably 6 inches tall, but it has a really nice gasket all the way around, and I don't think any water is really going to leak into there. And since it's such a small tent, there's not a whole lot of material that you actually have to pack in there. Not until you start leaving in sleeping bags, clothes, maybe a small pillow or something like that. But it seemed to close actually a lot easier than most other rooftop tents. So I was actually going to mount this on the FJ Cruiser today, just to give you guys an idea of the tent, how it mounts, it all set up and everything, but we're missing the most important hardware, and that is all the nuts to the bolts that actually secure this to the roof rack. And this is actually one of the crossbars for the FJ Cruiser factory roof rack. And this right here is the mount they gave us to secure this to a roof rack. It is wide enough, but as you can see right here, it's missing another bend where it comes down. Most rooftop tents, they have a bracket similar just like this, whether it be a flat one, just a flat one, and you have the two, if it was flat, you'd have a long bolt there, a long bolt over here, and you could go like this. But the fact that they did one bend, and they just said, we're not going to bend it anymore. They should have either just left it flat or put a second bend in there so it would match the curvature of a standard roof rack. But like I said, we're missing all the nuts for that. They gave us a couple nuts, and that is for accessories, but I don't think we really know what the accessories are at this point. They gave us 4 of these, but like I said, there's no nuts or anything. We're supposed to get 6 of these. They only gave us 4. And this is just for if you want to mount stuff on top of the tent, you can put this in the little channels. You can slide them around. You can put like Max Tracks up there, maybe some soft baggage, really whatever you want. Strap some firewood up there maybe. But like I said, we don't even have the hardware right now to even put this on the trailer, Jillian's 4Runner, or my FJ Cruiser. So we're gonna stop the review here because we can't go any further. I'll contact the company and see how well their customer service is. Maybe they'll send me the parts that I'm missing. We'll throw this up on one of the vehicles, take it camping, and we'll go from there. I'm also waiting on the rainfly. There's supposed to be a separate rainfly that goes over it, and it gives a little bit better waterproofing. So first impressions of the EZUNSTUCK rooftop tent. I really love the design of this aluminum. You can definitely walk across this. You could even stack and load some firewood or heavy luggage or any kind of gear that you need to put up here. You don't want in your vehicle, tools, I don't know. It is very sturdy. You can definitely walk on this. It'll support a lot of weight closed up. It does have a gasket going all the way around. It's going to keep the water out, which is really nice. One thing they could change is they could do quick release pins right here. Otherwise, this ladder is bolted up here, and this ladder's got to stay up here the entire time. So it is out of the way. I don't think it's really going to affect a whole lot other than the sun is going to break it down. Living in Florida, our vehicles are in the sun all the time. They don't fit in our garage. They're too tall. So this ladder, the rooftop tent, everything is going to be in the full sun. It's going to be in hurricanes, tropical storms. You know, during the summer we have the 5 o'clock rainstorms that come every day, every afternoon. There is one little strap right here that actually secures the ladder to the tent. This thing could easily get weathered, get brittle. If you're not paying attention, it could just break, and you take one hard turn or you go off-roading, your vehicle tilts easily, this ladder could flip off the vehicle and fall down or whatnot. But they could easily just solve all of that with just quick release pins right here. Remove the ladder, you can put it inside the tent, you can put it inside your vehicle, but just get it off the roof. Plus, to give you more free space for strapping luggage down, max tracks, maybe portable water, roto packs, fuel cans, whatever you want to put up there. As far as the tent being in the open position, like I said, some of the materials seem kind of chintzy. I think it would break down rather quick in hotter climates. Once we flip this up, we did notice it's not that heavy, surprisingly. There are quite a bit of holes down there to drain the water. But like I said, when this tent is flipped out, you do have basically a tray that you're sleeping in. And if you have some heavy things in there, a heavy mattress, just people in general, the tent material is actually gonna be suctioned down on the tent or on the aluminum, so the water's not gonna be able to get to those holes. So you're basically gonna have like a water bed forming, because there's no holes around the edge. All the holes are in the middle, which is where you're gonna be sleeping. So you want to make sure that it drains the water off really well, because when you start getting water and moisture inside the tent, and then the next day if you pack up to go somewhere, it's gonna get moldy. You want it to be perfectly dry, or as close to dry as you can whenever you go to put it away. Just like my nature nest tent, once you get moisture in there, it's all over it. The mold starts forming, and then it's just really hard. You're chasing mold, and then if you can get rid of the mold, then you have stains, and it's a mess. So the easiest thing to do is just not put the tent away wet. It's okay if it gets wet from rain and dew, it's gonna happen, but don't just close it up in the morning. Go home, set it open for a couple hours in the direct sun, let it air out. Other than that, if you put anything on top of this tent, you're gonna have to remove it, because number one, there's no gas struts, and it's actually flips all the way over. So everything that's gonna be strapped to the top of this is now gonna be on the bottom of it. That's just some things I would change about the tent, and that's some things that you're gonna have to worry about if you spend your hard-earned money to purchase this tent. So again, thanks for watching this. If you guys enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up. Stay tuned. We will reach out to the company and get the missing hardware. I'll probably put this on the FJ Cruiser, go out to Ocala a couple times, and see how it does. But other than that, thanks for watching, everybody.